Hey guys, it's Bruno on MB again. I'm really happy to have Scott Cruz back from Dovetail Project Management. We're going to be talking about something crazy. Everybody talks about construction and trades and all that kind of stuff, but we labeled this one respecting the trades, and this is kind of, believe it or not, you don't know this, but it's very close to my heart. So tell us what we're talking about when we say respect the trades, especially in construction.
And I think that there's a misconception out there that you go into the trades because you can't get a higher education. And I think that's farthest from the truth. A great example is a lot of people that work for us or work on our job sites at one time have a university education, and they've gone back to school and taken a trade because they found that sitting at a desk wasn't their thing. And they'd rather work with their hands. And I think, just to say that because they're in doing construction or in working on in a particular trade, that they're less accredited. I think in some cases they're probably more accredited.
Mm-hmm. So do you see that sometimes on the job site?
I see it a ton. I think that and probably in more subtleties than in anything else, where someone will say, well, we're closed over the holidays, but you guys will work, right?
Oh, right.
Well, I don't know. I know all of our guys have families and want to spend them, the time with their families. And why would the guys in the trades need to work over the holidays when we've worked hard all year? Mm-hmm. And the Christmas time is a great time for everyone to get together and actually have a little bit of time off because they've spent a hard year working.
Right. And I think the one thing about respecting the trades is that you never know, like you said, somebody has a university degree versus, a doctorate degree and then decides, you know what, I'm just going to retire in Costa Rica and build cabinets.
Yeah.
Do they have bamboo in Costa Rica?
No,
Let's say they do.
Sure.
Okay?
We'll say they do.
Yeah.
Even though I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Nobody's watching
Maybe
anyways.
redwood.
Yeah. So,
Paduke.
Okay,
Paduke,
right? Yeah, there you go. And that's kind of like a dream of theirs because they kind of dabbled in it when they were kids, and then they find out, hey, I can make a really good living doing this, and you never know who you're talking to and how quote-unquote intelligent they are. Because there's a lot of intelligence that goes into what you do, which is, why don't you tell everybody what you do with Dovetail?
So we're a general contracting company and project management firm. So we do a little bit of both, more heavy into commercial construction, so commercial interiors. We do exterior as well, but our main focus is that commercial interior fit out.
And in your company, in your project management company, sometimes I'm assuming sometimes you don't have that internal resource, so you're gonna have to go out and quote unquote, they use the term, subbing out.
Right.
What are some of the things that always amaze you in terms of, subbing out to a trade that maybe wasn't the case 25, 30 years ago?
I think there's experience in all of that sub-trades that bringing in someone that is an expert as opposed to an engineer, let's call it, but mm-hmm. bringing in a trade expert to look at a job and really go through it and give us their best solution. Because I think there's more problem solving in the trade side versus the engineering side, where there is some problem solving on that front end, but they haven't been boots on the ground for 15 years, okay. Working and seeing how things work and how things don't work. Where it takes that finesse from the sub-trade.
The one thing, and I'm sure Dovetail Project Management that you're running, Scott, is probably the same. You guys forget about construction for a second. You need to be permitting experts. Just about.
The city is getting more and more difficult now for any kind of construction. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if we don't know what permits we need, it can certainly hold things up for months.
But not only what you need, but the process of how to get them.
Yeah.
They say everything's online, but what you need in terms of, architectural drawings versus measurements and
Yeah,
surveys.
there's a lot that goes into that, that little bit of front end work that our guys are taking care of and making sure that the process is running smooth for our clients, and we're bringing in those sub trades that we need to make sure that there's no hiccups and delays when we're running through their construction.
And you know what? We were talking about respecting the trade. Your trade basically is to run your company and kind of oversee all these trades so that the end consumer like me doesn't have to. What are some of the things you can tell the tradespeople to kind of look out? You might want to respect me because I know my stuff too, when clearly individually they probably know more about that specific trade. But now you're responsible in telling the end client, oh, you know what? We got to do this and that.
Yeah, and I think, for us, sometimes you're that jack of all trades as a general contractor. And I think there's respect both ways for the sub trades that we use. I know I've been using the same sub trades for probably close to 20 years now.
Right.
So there's that mutual respect back and forth. And I think a lot of guys that know me understand that I have that design background and actually know a little bit more maybe about their trade than some other people necessarily would. And I think about the whole process as opposed to just one piece of it. Because I think sometimes the trades get caught up in that whole, well, my piece is this piece and I'm just doing this, and they get a little bit of tunnel vision as opposed to seeing the whole project. And I think that's where, for us as a company, and I try and instill that in our guys, is we need to look at the big picture. Mm-hmm. Even though our feet get buried in the sand sometimes, we do still kind of need to keep that big picture and respect the guys that are on our site, and not, don't discount anything that they say just because it's on the drawing. It's not the right way to do it. Yeah. And their experience has some merit.
Well, I always find it interesting because some of the stuff that I do is in the software business right now.
Yeah.
Used to be in the trades and loved it until it got really cold. Anyways, so same two things that I don't like about coaching football is October and November. Those are the two things.
Why do we have football in November?
I have no idea. What's to punish people like me and our kids? But no, but the thing is that with the software people, you get to know the contractors really well. And then all of a sudden, what I find amazing is that, you go to a meeting and they kind of go, how do you know this? Like to me. And I'm like, well, you told me over the 25 years is that don't lick your finger and put it in the socket. So that's what I tell my clients. But it goes, I didn't realize, So you actually, over time, with your trusted tradespeople, you learn more than the average Joe.
Yeah, exactly.
So
they're teaching us as much as we're teaching them.
Yeah, and so how do we get in touch with you? We've got a link down here.
So you can give us a
call.
call.
I think you're giving away a free house. No free house.
No. And no free Ferraris. No.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. Not today.
Yeah.
403-560-1767 is our phone number, or on our website, www.dovetailpm.ca.
So promise me you're going to come over because I have one, I'd like to do a couple more topics. One of them is all these home improvement shows that make it look easy.
It's always easy.
I have the bruises to show it that they're not easy, but promise we're going to come back?
Yeah, you bet.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.